Hello everyone, this is Omri from Joe's Doors, and today we're gonna go over the question that we get a lot of: how do we price a basic garage door installation? Okay, a basic one, because we all know that for special designs there are special prices, but we're talking about just like the basic door. And why can't we just put a price on the website? Okay, that's a question. So looking at the basic door, you see we have this short panel, the traditional short, usually model 94. That's the one we always recommend. And that's the one that most people like. Non-insulated, short panel, white. Okay, so what affects the price and why can't we just put a price? Okay, first of all, people always think there is one car garage door or two car garage door, but in fact there are like 100 different sizes that this one car and two car garage doors can be. Okay, the most common sizes are 8x7 and 16x7, but it might be 16x8 or 16x9 or 16.2x8 or like 14x7.5 or 14x7.6, and each size has to have its own different panels and mounting hardware, and that's why it's important for us to come and take measurement before we price. But if you just want a ballpark, $2,600 for two-car garage with no surprises, of course not including the opener, this is separate, and $1,600, let's say, for a one-car garage door. This is like the most basic and non-complicated installation. Now let's move on for the next thing that affect the price. Well, the distance. Okay, most manufacturers are located in Doral, okay, down south, right here. So it means we have to pick up your door from Doral, which is, it doesn't matter if it's Clopay or Amar, and we got to drive all the way to wherever you guys are. So if you live in Jupiter, for example, which we service, or if you live even farther north, which we still service this area here, it's going to cost more comparing to people who lives in Broward County, let's say in Plantation area, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, or even in Miami-Dade area, Kendall, and down to Homestead. Okay, so the distance makes a difference. Plus, the distance have another factor we got to take into consideration, which is the wind load range. We all know the hurricane season, so hurricanes are coming down from the Bahamas, and usually from here down to Miami-Dade, or sometimes even like we saw a year ago or 2 years ago when Hurricane Ian came to the other side. So if you're close to the beach, you want to take a high wind load range, W8, W9 if possible. And if you're a bit inland, you want to go with W6 or W7, which are still Miami-Dade, sometimes Miami-Dade approved, still Florida approved, and still hurricane impact. So that's also important. You just want a price and you always like to compare who's the cheapest. But keep in mind, when you get cheap, when you pay cheap, you get cheap product. You cannot pay less than what I just said at the beginning of the video without having some kind of lower quality door. So please make sure you get the same wind load and the correct wind load for your area. The next thing I want to go over with is the condition of the wood frame and the space in general. So we have the wood frame that's attached to the wall, and the garage door is attached to the wood frame. And if the wood frame is rotten or it needed to be replaced, we're gonna need to charge for it. That's a lot of labor we're talking about, plus the lumber that we need to purchase from Home Depot and bring it to your home, which is more gas, more time, more labor, and the materials. We're talking about $250 to $300 just for replacing the wood frame. And of course, we have also the materials that we're using. It can be whether like the best springs available or just the basic spring that the manufacturer brings. So this one is also, springs, rollers, hinges. If you upgrade it with us, you pay an extra $250 on top of the manufacturer price, but then you're gonna have a lifetime warranty on them. So it might be a good decision if you're not selling your house and you're planning to stay there for a long time. I think that's it basically. Please, if you're interested in getting a new door and even getting the cheapest door, please let us come to your property, take the measurements, and give you a specific, very, very, very accurate quote after we see the place and know what we're getting into. Thank you very much for your time, and see you next time.